I am double fisting for today's cheers because I have a few sips of coffee left and I have, of course, the lemon water. So get your beverage for hydration station or dehydration station, whatever your heart desires. Cheers. Hope you're having a good day. Whoo, that's lemony. I probably put too much in there. I hope your day is better than the people in this video because they got fired on the spot. No warning, just see ya. Just here to ruin your life. I got fired from Borders because the person that was covering for me while I was on vacation got fired. What's even more messed up, I didn't even find out directly from them. Jose's girlfriend, she also worked there, texted me saying, "Hey, Jose got fired and you should probably call them because they have been expecting you." I called and the store manager was like, "Yes, you're terminated. You can come and pick up your last check." I didn't even bother arguing because I was gonna give my 2 weeks notice when I got back anyway because I was so sick of their BS. So because the person covering you was garbage and got fired, they were just like, "Oh, well, we're just gonna erase this entire position and fire you too." Oh, okay. Not me, but I witnessed it. Guy not only fired, but they had cops on site to escort him out. He was let go for a multitude of reasons, and we have a list of 5 things right here. Number 1, clocked in via phone, proceeds to show up 1 hour after his shift starts. You little cheat. Then leaves hour early and checks out via phone. You little sneak. 2, new access codes to vending machines, so he was stealing change out of them. Not all of it, but enough for discrepancies to be noticed. 3, put paper towels on light bulbs in the bathroom. Why? Stuffed paper towels down the sink in break room, so he could be the hero who noticed this stuff prior to it causing a disaster. What weird behavior. You have too much time on your hands. 4, general disrespect of fellow employees. That'll do it. And number 5, taking advantage of lax OT policies and not actually working the overtime. Yeah, okay, well, you know what? This one's not very shocking. I'm not surprised. One of my first jobs was working for this bucket telesales operation. We were selling long distance plans. They would change the fee structure and resell the same plan under a different name to the same customers. I went 1 week top of the sales chart, weekly bonus. Next week, I was at the bottom numbers. This was the 2nd or 3rd week out of the training program as well. Ranking came out, they pulled me into the office and canned me for poor performance. I always thought it was because I walked in on them pulling names and numbers from different state phone books. They didn't have my final check ready that day. Next Monday, when I called in to make sure they had it, someone I didn't recognize answered but told me to come down for my check. Turns out they had got raided for that whole scammy plan bit. I had a brief interview with an FBI agent. They handed me my final check and that place got closed down. Apparently I missed out on a whole crazy entry scene when they came in the front and the back to grab the management team. Okay. Safe to say this one was a blessing in disguise. This is a time when you want to be fired. You want to be let go. Just in time. I was 16 and working as a dishwasher at a summer tennis camp at an exclusive tennis club. The owner of the club was upset that I hadn't taken all the trash out. I explained to him that the dumpster was full and overflowing. He told me that I needed to climb into the dumpster, ew, and jump up and down on the trash to create more room in it. I said that I wouldn't do it. He told me that he wouldn't ask me to do anything that he wouldn't do himself. So I said, fine, I want to see you climb into the dumpster and start jumping up and down. He fired me on the spot because you called his bluff. You'll do anything. You wouldn't ask me to do anything you wouldn't do? Perfect. Prove it. Lead by example, boss man. Me and my friend were 2 young Irish lads working on rebuilding the Canary Wharf Tower in London, which had been blown up by some other Irish lads a year earlier, but that's another story. Okay, I got questions. It was like the, I'm gonna say that wrong, Nakatomi Plaza. There were so many floors, if you didn't feel like working, you could just go to some random floor and hide out for a while. So me and my friend, both 18 years old, were hungover one morning. We went to the 23rd floor where there was a comfortable couch and we lay there smoking the ganja. Suddenly the English foreman appears and fires us on the spot. as he was walking away, he says, "That was taking the piss, lads." I don't know what that means. Unfortunately, there was somewhat of a misunderstanding here. What he meant was that our behavior was so bad we had crossed the line. However, in Ireland at the time, that was taking the piss meant I'm only joking. So we continued working for another 3 or 4 hours before he came back and said, "I fired you this morning. What the hell are you still doing here?" I'm so happy they explained the taking a piss thing, because I thought that was like a joke. I'm just taking a piss. I'm just kidding. Because I've heard that before, loosely. So you went back to work high. To top it all off. Not me, but someone I knew but no longer keep in touch with. He stole electronics from Walmart for weeks to resell. I guess a modern day Robin Hood. Found out because he tried to sell me something. Found out he was talked to by a manager and they fired him on the spot. Well, that'll do it, yes. Yep, can't do that. Can you imagine, hey man, you want to buy this new TV and then you go into work the next day and they're missing that TV? Like, sir, know your audience. Know your customers. It's not the employees from the store you are stealing from. I started a new job 3 weeks ago. When I received my first pay, I noticed that I was missing 10 hours pay over a 2-week period. I asked to speak with the boss and he said, "Who pays me when I have to wait for you to finish your run?" I said that I thought that he was taking advantage of me. He replied, "You think I'm cheating you? Don't come back on Monday." No, I don't think you're cheating me. You literally are like missed 10 hours of work in a 2-week period. Like you can probably prove that. Operations manager here. On the day of the Christmas dinner for the company, I texted one of the new employees who didn't show up at the restaurant we were having dinner at. This new employee was with us for 2 months and was hired even after having bad reviews from previous employees, but still thought I would give him a chance because we were in a pinch. Hard to feel bad for you when there was a warning sign. But you know what? Benefit of the doubt. Benefit of the doubt. I respect it. His previous employer said he had issues getting to work or getting to work on time. He had no driver's license, so I asked one of the other employees with a company vehicle to pick him up in the morning, and sometimes he literally had to wake him up. Okay, y'all are doing too much. Y'all are doing way too much effort to get this employee to show up for work. That's insane. Coming back to the day of Christmas dinner, he replied back saying that he will need roughly a 38% raise from his current salary. Otherwise, he is quitting because this other company offered him a job. I thanked him for his time with us and enjoyed the rest of my evening. A couple of months later, he called begging for his job back, and you all know what my answer was. I actually don't know what your answer was, because you kind of knew the warning signs and gave him a chance. So something tells you you might give him a second chance, but I'm hoping that you would not give him a second chance after all that. Only took an hour to drink that 1 cup of coffee. Was working in the deli counter of a supermarket. Okay, so you asked your manager if you could come in 2 hours later the next Thursday because you had an exam. Got fired on the spot. Quote, "Don't bother coming to work tomorrow, you're fired." All because you had an exam? Excuse me, I need to get an education, it's important. I don't get to control when exams are. At 19 years old, I was driving a forklift at a Coca-Cola bottling plant. How fun. Okay, yeah, I've made that sound way more fun than it really is, I'm sure. It was a crap job with garbage hours and I hated every minute of it. Tell me how you really feel. A few weeks after starting, I got a different job offer with a company down the street for a bit more money. So I just no-showed my current job and went there. Ooh. But it ended up being so much worse than my first job, and the workers were so unfriendly that I just went for my lunch break that first day and never went back. Wow, was I a terrible employee back then? Yeah, that's a no-show for 2 jobs. Anyways, I called my first job and told them the situation. They were cool about it and let me come back to drive my stupid forklift. Well, you got lucky. Then a few weeks later, I no-showed again. Oh my God. Choosing instead to drive to the lake to get ridiculously drunk. Seriously, I won't get into the idiot details, but it was an absolute gong show of a night that I still regret. When I went back to work for my next scheduled shift, I was fired on the spot. Rightfully. I think after that I worked on a sod farm for 2 days and then built a house with an old hippie carpenter. I don't even know what to say. I respect the honesty. You came forward on the internet. giving all the details of how crappy of an employee you were. All I can respect is the honesty, but cannot respect you as an employee. I worked at a meat market / deli. It was my first day in the deli section with very minimal training. My supervisor just decided to take off for some reason. Well, that didn't stop customers coming in. One guy was unhappy that his cheese wasn't cut properly, as it was like my 3rd time using the cutting thing, and complained. That's all it took. That's all it took for you to get fired? Cheese? That's the reason you got fired, because you cut the cheese? Oh, I need sleep. I'm so sorry. That's not funny. I hope you guys are having a good day. I will see you tomorrow. Stay sassy out there. Oh my god. I'm so tired I messed up my own thing. I was trying to say stick classy out there and stay sassy. Y'all, someone come do this for me.